I totally just got distracted. I was fiddling about, and I realized that something that I have has numbers on them, which means nothing to anyone. But it's just of course, you notice the random piece of information at the last possible second. It throws your whole momentum off. Hi, hope everybody had a good night. I had a lovely evening, I guess. I didn't sleep very good because sometimes you just don't. And last night I just didn't. So I scanned the pages that I drew today's bit on and into the pile. Hey, look at this. What's this say? Hi, Chris. Long-time lurker, first-time commenting. I have an idea for a one-page comic. Should I tell you here? Yes. Yep. Today's page is a fun and dicey one because I needed to make sure that I don't want to be offensive and rude to anybody. Like, look at old people pooping. Nothing stupid like that. But I just thought the idea was so funny. It was Senior Citizens Showdown with walkers and wheelchairs was the suggestion. So this is what we came up with. Hi, Didi. Welcome aboard. Hey, you had a great stream today. I love those books. There's so many of those books. I've got a few of them, but there's Didi went through 100 cool books off her bookshelf. 150. I don't know. When I run out of fingers and toes to stop counting, that's it for me. But once I get past 12, I don't know what to do. Anyways, it was a ton of books and lots of really great art books. I've considered doing something like that off my shelf, but honestly, it's very difficult for me to walk 4 feet that way because I'm lazy. But Good afternoon, Philip. Welcome aboard. 50 says 50, but yeah. Oh, past Q2. So I couldn't, I couldn't get it together enough to get that done. 12. Did I say 12? What? That's not normal. I don't know how many people I've said that I counted all the way to 12 on my fingers and toes, and they don't get it. They miss that. Because everybody knows it's 11. All right. So today I posted the title fight tonight. Title fight tonight. And then since then, I have been working on coloring my next book. Very excited. This is a one-page comic that is now spun out into a 26-page book, and I'm now just going through. I presented it in flats before. You can see the flat colors on the left side, but now I'm rounding the whole thing out with all kinds of color and details and textures and and it'll be too large to print anywhere because I'm ridiculous. This is the Boy Band of Space page that we did yesterday, and I haven't got Monday's 3-page piece up here because I just do not. So I hope everybody's having a good time. Everybody's getting some stuff done. See, that's the forest that I put in here. Anyways, so we've got fun stuff on the docket today. And Corbin's here. Yeah, just sit down. Yeah, here, I'll pull it over. Happy? Okay, Corbin's with us. If you can't hear him meowing, he's being a bit of a maniac today. All right, so here's to a bunch of paper. All kinds of different kinds of paper. That's white. I thought I'd do today's page on these random bags from the grocery store. Nicely crinkled, and to me that part doesn't, that's not as important as what I'm gonna do with it, and then get it all zandy dandied and stuck in the computer, and then we'll go from there. I've also got some of these stencils. This is what I'm talking about at the start of the thing. Hey, these have numbers on them. I'm kind of basic at times, folks, if you haven't figured this out. At times, just being generous to myself. So, yeah, so I thought I'll go in the book, into the magic book. We've got text message that's sweet, but it autocorrects, leading to a divorce or a murder, a haunted dollhouse, over-the-top non-violence book, a la Ben Mara, 80s action Miami Vice type comic. It's already been done, but, you know. Bicycles on roller coasters, bicycles stacked up against spiral staircases. Corbin, can you stop? Yeah, there's just so many things we've got still to choose from. I like that the suggestions are still coming in, folks. That's really nice. Look forward to that washing machine unboxing. Just hurry up. Just get up. Hurry up. Today. Jump. Ridiculous cat. Corbin's here, everybody. Say hi. Hey, how you doing? God, that guy's got a deep voice. All right. Christopher versus Evil Christopher still pending. I got a couple of 3 prompts that I have to do yet. Sushi Submarine and Lemur. And then a question as well that was asked today during GD stream. And then I've got an outstanding one. I forgot about toucan vines, vines, and almonds. So lots of stuff to do. Lots. So I thought, this might be random, but I thought that Chris Reamer's suggestion of me versus the evil me might be a fun thing to try. Just draw. You do the drawing. And today I'm listening to Fairies Wear Boots. That's the name of the song. So, yeah. So I thought I'd do that. Me versus the evil me. Doing a 1-page comic, which is silly fun. But I kind of outlined before how this is going to go. And that is that I'm not going to get this page done. Yeah, so I thought I'd crack into that. That's my idea anyhow. I'm going to change what I got going around here. Name and drink. That's what it is. That's what's throwing me off. Teeny doesn't want to see Philip's underwear. All right. Okay, are you? Can you be close enough? Are you? Jeez, this guy. Now I have to see over my cat's shoulder. You got to get out, buddy. You got to come on. I'll let you go. There you are. All right. Look at that. I can move up now. Okay. So the idea here today is the Chris versus Evil Christopher trying to finish a page. It's a fun idea. Yeah, Corbin's a bit of a turd. So at times he's helpful, and at other times he's not so helpful. Today is that day. It's tricky because I got glare and reflection. There we go. Actually, a better angle. Pardon me. Clean up. Oh, for goodness sakes. Garbage. Okay. Sneeze. Yeah. There we go. So I'm being really loose purposely with my pencil work today because I'm trying something out. Just playing. Just because. Philip's going to do a drawing stream tonight. It's awesome. See, I got to do this weird tilt-out angle thing. Well, Dee says, I like to do use whatever papers. Yeah, I save some pretty random papers. I've got packaging from paper bundles that I've bought. I've saved the wraparound, which is a little waxy. I like to use those. And, I like to use different tissue papers. I got some of that here. Whee! I'm going to do some fun in the sun with some stencils today while I'm drawing. So we're just going to try some different stuff. But like I said, I'm getting kind of a wacky glare off this sucker, so I'm going to tilt the angles. What I'm going to do, see if that helps me. It does. All right. Yeah, see, not that much. Maybe I'll try turning. Does this make too much difference? It really doesn't, does it? I don't know. Okay, so big old schnoz. And in this case, because I've got these random pieces of paper and they're not even fully sheets, I'm going to throw the image down as best I can on these different sheets, and we'll take them someplace in digitally. We'll start to map them together and figure out what goes with what, and so on and so forth. So if I'm drawing out of order, hey, at least I remembered to wear my trousers. I think that when a lot of people think that there's a purism, I was thinking about this earlier on. I had a conversation with a friend this morning, and we were talking about approach, and they believe themselves to be very much a purist when it comes to comics, and I needed clarity on what that means. And that clarification is that, I'm not a purist because I'll use all kinds of other medium, and I'll approach drawing differently so that I don't just stick with traditional paper. I don't stick with traditional storytelling conventions either. And he likes, he's just trying to master the pure form of it, which I thought was really funny, just because it sounds so grand, but it also, to me, sounds like there's a right way and a wrong way. And so this is why our conversation was learning about each other's different viewpoints. Because I don't believe that there's a right way and a wrong way. I don't think that's fair at all. Okay. I'm sorry, I missed a whole bunch of stuff. Phil says he's going to leave his stream up tonight. Okay, good. Good man, Dee says. Jim Luan says, today's secret word is fish sticks. Fish sticks. You can play along at home. Philip says, I have an issue with a certain young person who pesters me to be on the stream. He's problematic when he is. Just block him. Just block him. Kick it. Kick it to the hills, kid. Jeez. Maybe I got maybe it's being an old dad or nothing, but no, I don't think so. I think it's just common sense. Kick his butt off your stream, period. Block him. There's a thing about people taking advantage of when somebody's nice. And then there's a thing about abusing yourself when you're nice by letting those people take advantage. He's taking advantage. All right, so here's, I don't know if this is a nice one or not so nice one. We'll figure that out in a minute. Like I said, to the curb, whatever works. Yeah. Kick him out the window. Come down the street. It's a little mental. All right. Let me think. What do I want to play with? Jim says, are you talking about Gary? If so, I 100% agree. Fish sticks. Shh. That guy. Did he hit the secret word, Jim? This is just dried out. Maybe he's dried out. Yep. No juice. What are we going to use? Let's use you. All right, what do we got? Get some of this. Got some of that. And we got some of those. We got some of that. Yeah, we're having fun. Okay. Jeff Phillips says, not at all. I'd love to have Gary on sometime. Gary's a good guy. We're very much looking forward to his new book. I got to tell you, and I'll let you in on a secret. It's really good. It's not a secret. Everybody expects it's going to be really good because it's really good. You know, it's nice to see when somebody's producing. Awful lot of talk about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Gary's taking whatever time he needs to, but he's getting it done. And I like that. I hate to be that guy. You're not that guy. You're not that guy. It's come down to blocking. Phil, this isn't a case of being that guy. This is a case of him being that guy. This isn't an on you thing. This is a you saying, back up, Jack. Right? If I have anybody I have a problem with, well, first off, I'm going to tell them. And, yeah, kick him to the curb, as Dee Dee says. Which is much nicer than my kick him out a window. Should have been done a while ago. Disabuse people of the notion they're allowed to treat you poorly by not allowing yourself to be treated poorly. It's a secret that we only learn at different points in life because life makes us have to learn them. And I'm glad that it didn't come to that for you, Philip, but somebody like that. You make a fun game out of it for yourself. Pack your bags, pal. You're going out a window. You want to see a good gangster. You want to get a good gangster impression going. You got to see Jim Lujan do one. He was on. He was interviewed by Bill Plimpton yesterday. I can't express that enough. That for me is a little what moment, and he was doing a gangster impression during it. Dee Dee deserves a Polly. Hey, what? Just sit down. Really think about it. That Gary, he's got a dangerous mind. It can't be contained. Oh no, that's what the skull's for, Jim. But you're right. It leaks out those thoughts. His thoughts all the time with the leaking. So I'm drawing evil me right now. I'm having fun doing it. Whee! So I thought I'd do some silly business. And this is it. Brace yourself. It's not going to make an awful lot of sense. Because I like marring up a surface, and although I'm using crunchy, nasty paper to start with, I am going to still have some fun in the sun with this one. I don't have polys loaded up, or I'd give you one today, Dee Dee. I will load up the poly for tomorrow, and I will give you a poly. It's awkward. You're going to get your poly tomorrow, Dee Dee. I'm not even actually looking about what this has gone over, but oh no, what is that? Polly, a day late and a pants short. Oh my gosh. It made milk come out of my nose. That was good. That was funny. Tune in to Chris's live stream today where he argues with his cat and has milk come out of his nose. Okay, so just making some mess, just having some fun. Just having a bit of fun there, putting some messes down there on the paper. Let's do it some more. Yeah, I think that I have really got to go through all my pens and whatnots and things and the stuffs and see what is what's working and what's not. I have to do that at some point. But in the meantime, I'm going to throw them over my shoulder because that gives Corbin something to pounce on. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, fun. This really makes no sense to, I think, most people that I do this nonsense, but I like the idea of adding whatever to a page. And just because sometimes those underlying textures in an image can move the eye around and make something rather simplistic to have more depth to it. And so, it's in that I will do that. I'll put these marks in and not be overly concerned about structure of them. Now I'm making decisions. Don't. I think I'm not making decisions as I'm doing it, because I am. The difference being the hang up about it, where your headspace is on it, right? All right. Nice spike hair, Dee Dee says. Just marks, just image stuff. Just stuff. Anyways, Philip, good for you, by the way, with your decision there. Good for you. Celebrate yourself for a moment for giving yourself that. Yeah, see these color erase pencils. Sick. Yeah, that's an important point Didi's made about, does Corbin bother you while you're sleeping? Yes. Yep. It's actually not Corbin that bothers me while I'm sleeping. It's our other cat, Baby. She thinks that I am the perfect place for her to sit and sleep. And there are many a night where I've just got settled down and my cat decides to come up and plunk right here on my chest. Corbin sleeps at the end of my feet, but he wakes me up. At least limit the guest, Philip. That's an important thing. It's a really important thing to say, Didi. It's important to keep tight the list of people that you have on your stream. If you just allow anybody on willy-nilly, there's no sense of occasion when you do have guests on, right? And if you do have guests on, you know, they shouldn't. This is the only bits and bobs that I've learned along the way here. Is that I think that I don't want anybody on that's going to keep me from getting things done, and I don't want anybody on that there's not a nice reason for asking them on, like because I appreciate what they do or I respect their talent or not just because, hey, it's nice to have somebody on. They got to respect you too. And they got to like you. That's why nobody comes on mine. No, I'm just joking. All right, so I have to look at the camera image every now and then because the glare is so bad off of the manila paper. I can't really see what's going on half the time here. So, you know, it's a complicated, hot mess. We're getting there. So the idea with this page is good Christopher, bad Christopher. And I think that my intention with this is to have, it's a whole, what did they call that? Voice in the machine or whatever it is, the creation, the Frankenstein idea that the creation interferes with the creator. So I'm going to have a little bit of that here. Yep. Hey, Mr. Rogers visited you. He did indeed. It started fine beginning. His behavior slowly got worse over time. He's a kid. Oh, they're nuts. Kids are crazy. But that's, I mean, if you're going to have people on your drawing stream, make sure they got a pencil in their hand. Or they're just taking your time. Fish sticks. Anybody that says fish sticks, they're going to get a hug from Jim Luna. I've not a lot of promises to people these days on this stream. All right, a little bit more fiddly doodling, and then we'll get on to the next bit of business. So this is the part where all of these little underlying textures and bits and bobs really mean nothing, you know, when it comes to the image that's going over top of them, because they're just like I said, sort of marks under the surface to make the things a little more easy to move the eye around. Oh, he's stepping up to a more serious one. There we go. Looks awesome. Oh, thanks, Didi. Josh says, isn't Fiddly Doodling Paul Pate's nickname? No, it's Mr. Pants. Mr. Pants. I should have done the eyes in reverse if this is opposite me. Josh says, that looks awesome, Christopher. Oh, thanks, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Didi. Getting serious and bringing out the big pencil. Paul Fiddly Pants. I like that. See, I like to do that. At some point in an image, I'll switch from drawing the positive area and jump over to drawing the negative area. Complicated like that. That's why my friends call me Whiskers. And I'm just grabbing whatever is on my desk here too, so that's kind of fun. It's really opaque. Newspaper bags are very thin. Got to be careful sometimes when you're working with the surface that's really got no strength to it at all. Okay, what am I missing? Joshua Kimball says, Fiddly Pants. Didi says, is that a fish stick in your pocket, Paul? Oh, never mind. I'll do that. I'll start a shape too big and just bring it down as I go. Killer you. Let's put some of you in here. Sorry if I'm in the way for a second here. Didi says, for a Roman Caesar, Christopher. Looking like a Roman Caesar. Oh my gosh. For some stupid reason, I started singing the Fish Head song, but with fish sticks. That's not a stupid reason. That's a good song. Eat them up. Yum. That's for those that don't know, the Fish Head song is sung by the band that sang, "Put your hand in the puppet's head. Put your hand in the puppet's head." Because they're not weird at all. Again, I gotta look to the monitor because I can't see. They also had songs like "Sleep is a Sign of Weakness" and a song about a light switch, and a song about how Istanbul is not Constantinople. As they might be giants. Boy, were they. All right. Well, it's a start anyways. That's the bad version. Fish heads, Burns and Burns. Fish heads, Burns, Burns. Bears, Beats, Battlestar Galactica. What are we doing? Well, I hope anyone that's is doing whatever they're doing. I'm not being too disruptive in your daytime. I always appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. I try to put on puppet shows after work hours for most people, so that way people can watch. So you don't have to worry about looking over at a monitor just because you don't want to miss the puppets. Yarmulke. Don't worry, I'm just joking. It's not a yarmulke. All right. Nice little tiddly bits, and then on to the next image. I call these tiddly bits. It's an official scientific term. It stands for bits that are tiddly. Jim, stop giggling. Paint finger. Does anybody know what Bears Bees Battlestar Galactica is from? Something my kids say. It's from a television show they all like. So some of those textures that I put in earlier on, this is the sort of stuff that you can't really see them. They've sort of all disappeared, but there's just something about the process of putting those in as I'm going that just sort of just engages you in, or at least me, in the process. And, you know, I don't know how much it looks like me, but this is evil Chris. Maybe good Chris. We'll decide. We'll decide as we go. I found it really inspiring this morning, the stream that Dee Dee had, where she was pulling out a bunch of books out of her various book places in her library. I'm sorry, house, and she had all kinds of great books in there that clearly very inspirational. She was talking about there's no reason for you not to know, or not to be inspired, or not to have something to do, and I'm like, yeah. Not everybody's as crazy, and I realize this. It took me years to figure this out, that not everybody else is just constantly chomping at the bit because there's not enough time to do all the things in their head. Random question of the day, number 675. Would you or have you ever used to chat GPT? Don't know what that is. I keep hearing people talking about chat GPT. If you could fill in those of us that are in the unaware category, Jim, as to what it is, which is probably only me. Everybody else is like, yeah, Chris, hello. Everybody knows what it is. I mean, I don't know where planet you're from with your weirdness and your extra toes and fingers, but anybody has used a hair or something. What? Al chat. Probably doesn't say Al. I am still in the IRC mindset. Yes. What is that one? Now, this one I understand. The BBB. Bears, Bees, Battlestar Galactica. I don't know if anybody that's watching the stream ever does images with their self in it, but it's a really helpful way to figure out how to draw different people's gobs. Here's another fun thing. When you put paint down, acrylic paint, and then when you let it dry, you can do watercolor washes over that, but the way that the paint separates it is really cool. Anyhow, Jim says, I concur. Drawing looks amazingly fantastic. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's important you draw your own face. It just sort of helps you when you're looking at other schmucks, and you're trying to draw them. Also, you can make yourself skinny and pretty. Not that I've ever had to have the need to do that. Anyways, this is just almost feels like an exercise, but I don't even know if I use this in a page because there's nothing going on. It's just standing there. It's just standing there like a goofball. Who does that? Who does that? What we need is some fights. Anyways, okay, so I also got here some tissue papier, and I thought we can do some scribbly dibbling with some tissue papier. Let's see how this goes. Trick is drawing with tissue paper is that you've got to be consciously aware about the marks that you're putting down because you don't want to go through the paper, right? But if you can do that, my goodness, you're cooking with the gasolines. I also don't know how tissue paper is for taking paint pens. We'll try that out in a second too. So I'm going to draw my ridiculous self here being having my big muscles massaged by my trainer, getting ready for the big old scrapper doodle. All right, settle down. A little bit of nudity here. There goes half the people that are in the stream. I don't want to see you without a shirt, Chris. He says, on the GPT, Jim, daughter here at ATL said her real estate industry uses it. I'm sorry. I don't know what, I'm not good with anagrams, period. What is GPT? We have GST, but that's called general sales tax here in Canada. I don't know if other people even have that. See, I don't want to press too hard. I don't want to push through the paper. You know what? That might be something. We might have accidentally discovered something here. Good side of my face, bad side of my face. Doing my best not to stick my tongue out while I'm drawing. It's an artificial intelligence chat program. That is as far as I can comment. No, you can comment more, Didi. Fish sticks. So does that mean it lets you chat to each other, or is it that it's a social chat for, I don't know, meeting people, maybe people in weird ways, but meeting people? Big socks. I wear Merrells. That's the kind of shoes that I wear. And I like them because I don't have laces. As pathetic as that is. I don't like me no laces. It's more about information gathering. Hiya, Janet. Why are we talking about health food? Fish sticks. It's the secret word of the day, Janet. I think the objective is to see how many times I will say it. And I hope you're counting, Jim. You're going to have to go back, watch this video again, and count how many times I say, you know what. The song that's in my headphones, he keeps saying, I gotta see a rock and roll doctor. I'm like, 70s. That's the best part of the 70s, is ridiculous lyrics like that. Nowadays, it's easier. You just can't understand any of the lyrics. Except for, yo, yo, yo. Janet, you will love this. Denise and I were talking about all the crisis we never hear about any longer. All those ships of goods off the coast. Was that a thing there for a long time? I know that was going on for a while during the pandemic. I'm surprised that no one sees me drawing a guy massaging a boxer's back and doesn't hear any which way but loose. Monkeypox. Where was that? So we gotta quarantine our borders from these crazy Americans again. Let's see how this works. Oh, it works lovely. Let's see if it crinkles it up or anything as it dries, though. Jim says, ChatGPT is AI, and if there's one thing Corey Kerr taught me, is that we should always trust AI. Always. Is that still a thing, or did we figure that one out? I doubt Corey concurs. Our superior transportation guy ignored it long enough, it became interesting, so we moved on to better stuff like train derailments and airport and potholes and monkeypox. You don't get anything as good as monkeypox in Canada. Let me see what we got. Maybe you're dead. Double presentation when you're shaking up a pen. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't like you. All right, so I don't know if anybody that has joined is aware, but Mr. Jim Lujan was interviewed by the great Bill Plimpton. And if you get a chance to check that interview out, Jim, if you can put the link in the comments, that would be so well. It's interesting what I'm trying to make happen here with a different medium. Didi says, however, if we say, oh my God, that's so dangerous, we should let the government control it. Well, no. Not. There's a great debate on Channel 10 here years ago where one of the guys that was in the debate, he says to the other one, come on, we should be able to trust the city government to be able to handle this crisis and to put together a solution. And the other person on the debate panel looks at me and goes, come on. And the other goes, no. And he goes, no, come on. And he said it like 4 times. It was so great. It was like the best non-rebuttal you've ever heard. It was just such a dismissal on television. Come on, like, you moron. So whenever I hear people talk about we should trust the government to do all the things, that's all I ever think about is that debate. Come on. So it's tricky trying to draw on tissue paper because very thin. Thinner than top by air, am I right? Am I right? What do we got? If it is to the point that governments are saying we need to take, we need AI to take over, it's already out there in the hands of everyone. The Clinton link isn't up yet. Plimpton, I know you mean Plimpton. That's autocorrect. Once it's up for sure, you're going to share it. And then Jim is yelling at Siri again. God, they had an awful relationship. Yeah, the Plimpton interview was fantastic. There were so many creative talents that were in just the first half an hour of that interview. I'm like, this is crazy. I know who that is, and I know who that is, or at least I know their work. There's even a guy on there that drew them Samsons. Uh-oh. Everybody behave. Gary's here. I have iPad autocorrect. I have you beat on typos, Jim. 6 people watching and only 1 like? After the pandemic, how could we believe any of our public officials about anything? Because you have to. Thanks, Gary. Oh, that's very nice. And I got 2 legs. You have to say, the virus. Fish sticks. Oh, slap my mouth. Oh, slap my mouth. See, I wish I could just do a... Maybe I can. Let's find out. I'm going to try something out. You blew it, Gary. You blew it. We're trying something. Bear with me. I'll have to let it dry for a moment. Yeah, this is going to be one of Chris's mental pages. All right, how are you doing? Let's see. Damn it, I was supposed to say fish sticks. Still can, Gary. For reasons I'm unclear on. Because, Gary, we're all saying fish sticks today. Gary, you getting your orders packed? I showed your Instagram today, looking good. Oh yeah, it really is, Gary. I really love that image of those 3 book covers. It's so awesome. This came from the post office. Oh, snap. Because uh-oh, it's dramatic. He's waiting to type the rest of it. All right, so why did you color that guy orange, Christopher? Glad you asked. I colored him orange because, you know, it's a Wednesday. But you're going to try something. We're going to try something out. No, it's not working. You try. Yeah. I gotta tell you, there's a lot of buzz going on at my house about Gary's new project. Lori is looking forward to reading it, and that's pretty cool. And if I had done it the other way around, put the white down first, that might have worked a little bit better. We'll see. And we're trying different things with different kinds of paper. Oh, it's coming together. Like, it's almost invisible. We'll get a little more definition back in some of the anatomy in a few minutes here. So my wife and I went downtown a couple times recently for some events that are happening at Dundas Street there. And I got to tell you, I'm really disappointed. And the reason that I'm really disappointed, and this is the pathetic tragedy of it, it's not that I expect everything to stay the same. It's just that there are a few things more disappointing to walk into a place that used to be full of energy and vitality and joy, like downtown London used to have. Just it was such a beating heart, you know. And when you go in a mall, and malls are largely just dead organisms now because everybody wants their big box things. I find it really demoralizing. I find it really sad to go into a place that you remember at one point used to be so thriving. And here it is now. And it's hard when you look at that to try to, especially since there were some beautiful murals painted in this one building downtown. They're all gone. And the beautiful mural that ran along the side of the building that was painted some years ago has now got graffiti on it. It's like, how can that happen? This was like, I remember this $30,000 mural, and it's just beautiful work. How far is our situation gone that can happen and it's not fixed up? It's not righted. And so I might sound like, as I usually do, Mr. Finally catching up to the bleeding obvious, but it's still sad. It's still sad. And it's still one of those things that when you go downtown and you see the state of things and you realize that how far off the market's all become, it doesn't make it any more enjoyable to go down there at all. Or it makes it so that you just don't want to. Right? At least it did for this guy. This is going fairly well, painting on tissue paper. I'd never considered this before. I mean, I've put tissue paper in images, but I've never actually done anything specifically on the tissue paper itself. So it's working fairly well. I'm going to come in a few minutes and I'm going to cut some sharper lines into these areas. I just want to get down a little bit of volume in and around the composition. So is it, Dee Dee's asking, is it going through? Yeah. Well, yeah, lots. But that's kind of fun too. Yeah, let's see if we can make it out more. No, I don't want to wreck the paper. But there's no part of me that has any, oh no, I'm going to make a mess on that concern. So I do have, I can do a little bit of this though. Well, let this guy dry for a moment. Put this tone in here. I don't know how much this is going to pick up. But this is Caucasian flesh tone. I know that this is kind of a chaotic, haphazard way of putting marks down, but hell, I'll try anything. It's almost translucent, this pink. You don't know what will work if you don't try. Oh, for sure. Oh, thanks, Didi. Philip says, I really like that, something about working in negative. Yeah, that's a real, there's something to that. I think that it sort of forces your brain to turn left, and I think that you look at your mark making from a different vantage point this way. Like you sort of realize that the assumption of marks that I would have, working traditionally, don't work here. They don't apply. So, give me a second here. Grab you, and I'll get you. Yeah. Let's try these kids out. Yeah. What are you beeping about? Okay. So I'm just, again, with this, the whole thing is that I can only press so hard with anything because it's tissue paper, right? So I've got to find some marks without really forcing them down. So it's kind of interesting to try that. Hello, Jane. Let's just come back in and cut some shape back into things, though. Pull it back and give it some more clear, definable lines, because that tends to disappear when you've got sort of spotting of colors going down. We'll get to this in a second. But I think that what mixed media presents people with is forcing options on them, because you're going to see that when you put different things together, they react in sometimes unpredictable ways. And so that can be a real blessing, because, oh, well, here's a sort of texture in here that I was trying to emulate in a different way, but it just comes across so easily by using these things together. So I think that in regard to things like that, that's what's really great about mixed media. There used to be this really fun store I would go to in the downtown mall. This is, it's 25 years ago. And they used to have all kinds of different papers. They moved out of London's downtown to some exotic place, but they used to find all kinds of neat things and just try to ham-hock them together. Hi, Didi Jane. Philip and all. Hello, thanks for streaming a Pac by. Hey, thanks for streaming today, Didi. It was awesome. Thanks for showing all those books. Really inspiring. And thanks for coming by here and hanging out. Good fun. I gotta get one of my prompt pages. She's giving me prompts to do, and I'm behind on those. So somebody is slacking. I'm a slacker, guys. You're like, yeah, we know. Get to it, Runciman. I know that everybody was hoping that Pantless Paul would be here today. I myself was one of those. But I think she's gone, Philip. Phil says he'll do a stream at 9:30 tonight. That's early for you, Philip. Good. I don't know how well that's turning out. Let's see. It's kind of fun that it's the tissue paper because I'm about to put it down on the surface of this and see what that does. I'm going to put it down with some medium in just a second here. And then when that dries, we can try to do a couple more things to it. But in the interim, you know, Jane says, just checking to say hi, but you have to pop off to a meeting. Rachel's resting her eyes. She was really engaged in Dee Dee's stream this morning, and because she just had her eye surgery, she texted me and let me know she's going to try to pop in, but I said, rest your eyes. Your eyes are rested. It's a tough thing, eye surgery. I'm not overly concerned about some of this area around the head because the hair is going in, right? It reminds me of the old days using animation cells. Yeah, but animation cells were on plastic. That's they're fairly durable. This is not. This is, I would argue, the opposite of that. I'm pretty sure I poked through in one place. Actually, I poked through in here. So it wasn't actually on the tissue paper. It was on the more resilient paper. Probably because I was working more aggressively on said paper. I'm a big proponent of working without a net. I think that if you gave yourself that, this is what I was talking about before, about using markers or watercolor over top of acrylic paint, you can push it along. You're going to have your opaque hits where it absorbs through the paper. But when you put it over the areas that got paint on them, you can push it around and further those blues in ways that you might not have got if you didn't have that down there first. Try it out. It's fun. All the cool kids will be doing it at the back of the bus. It's my Bjork. Yeah, these guys are coming down okay. Throw some yellow in there. I like collaging with tissue paper, but as I put as protector sheets between coloring pages. Oh yeah, that I don't. I have a pile. I have a pile of when I finish a comic page, I put it in the pile, and it's about that thick, and it's just whatever size paper, whatever type of paper, however many papers that I used on any specific thing. So there's no real rhyme or reason to it. All right. Hey everybody, Corbin's coming back to harass me. All right, so just you can see all the fun values coming through the paper onto the page. It's onto the surface, original surface here. I like that. All right, it does kind of look like a cell when you look at it in that regard, eh? Is this going well? Yes, decidedly so. All right, Jane says to gel matte medium that sucker down. And when Jane says to gel medium something down, well, Jane's never told me to gel medium something down before, but that's not the point. And she says you do it. Multiple choice question. Jane says you gel medium something down. What do you do? A, you gel medium it down. B, you see if you can get tickets to ride in a submarine. C, see the bird up there in the sky? It's pretty. I'm just making sure that when I go over in a second, it's not going to be brutal. Start putting these bouquets of kids down on this here paper, huh? My finger's stuck. My finger's stuck. Oh, that's a ways I can't open anything today. I usually keep, give me a second. I usually keep a pair of pliers in my studio, but I just put in a ceiling lamp. Put in a ceiling lamp and a fan in our living room upstairs, and so I took up my pliers because I needed them specifically for that. And the big old wimpy doo here. I can't open his ferociously tight paint jar tubes. I need help opening my tubes. Oh, that's kind of fun. And I like the crinkling in there as it goes. A little bit more down. To stick or not to stick, says Jane. Well, that's a sticky situation. You know I was going to say it. You know I was going to say it. All right, so that's down now. It's kind of fun. Crinkles give it so much more, I think. Oh, Jane says the crinkles and the opacity are fun. They really are. And I like that you get this sort of translucence in the paper. And at the same time, this is that you get these poke throughs from the under image. So it's kind of nice too. And while we're at it, I'm going to throw some over top of here and see if we can pull out some more of those colors. This is it's a gel medium, but it's a gel gloss. Glossy! So it should pull up some of the tones in it. Yeah, see, you're getting some fun browns coming out there now. Whee! Yeah, see, that's the sort of stuff I like doing. That's the sort of little bits in, and it's a business that when you put in the mixed medium, makes things fun. I don't know if anybody else ever does this sort of thing, but try it out. It's good fun. And see, when you put the glue down from the top, it does this wonderful oxidation process where you can see it stick through. So you get this little friscolating value throughout here. And that is exciting to me. I'm very simple. Good fun. Okay, what are we at? An hour 27. I think we're reckoned over. No, it's still going. Am I kidding? Jane says she does, and then she colors over and gets another texture. Yeah, that's fully my intention to do next, is to do exactly that. I like to pick out in the little noodles. Like you can see how the brown has creeped through here in the light white and blue that was in there, and that's fun. You want to play with that, apply over top of here, and gets you really heightened values out of that. If I come over top of here with some different skin tones, it'll jump, right? And then you can do like little blue hits of paint in and around the background of these characters and sort of try a uniform value going through the image. It's really kind of an abstract way of doing this, but it's stuff like this that sort of really makes it fun, you know. And that's the thing about trying out whatever random approach is that you're going to get stuff that is really unexpected. But I want to let this dry. Normally I'd use a fan, but if I use a fan on this right now, it's not going to allow the tissue paper. Like, I'm going to give it a couple of minutes and then I'm going to dry it from the back. But if I start drying at it right away with the fan, oftentimes what can happen is it will just sort of take away the bond of the surfaces here. And I like that. I like that activation between them. Ooh, it's that time. Catch you later. See you later, Jane. Thanks for coming and visiting. And I like how the brown from the paper bag pops through the tissue paper in that void area between there. So yeah, it's if you're looking for a way to try something different than you normally do, the conversation again I mentioned earlier that I was having this morning with a friend of mine about purism and approach to your page creation, your storytelling is fantastic. It has a place. It really does. There's a lot of things that I do in a sort of pure approach, and then there's a lot of things that I do like a really abstract approach and a really mixed media, throw whatever into the bucket and see what makes it to the top, right? It's both are viable, and I think that when you allow yourself that, you'd be surprised with the results. So when this gets all nice and dry, I am going to be coming in here and putting other tones and other marks and lines and giving a little more value and substance and color to the face. It really doesn't have any flesh tone right now. It's just bland and highly contrasted white, and I want to give that some more shape. And then I'm going to hit some opaque values around here. I got all kinds of ideas. Today's story that we're working on is Christopher versus Evil Christopher and the creation of a comic page. And so this is a silly approach that I'm taking to this comic page, but it's going to be fun. As you know, everything I do is I try to have fun. So who are we kidding? It's not like, oh, that's new, Chris. It's going to be fun, is it? Are you ever serious? Yeah, I'm serious in how I'm going about things. I'm not overly concerned about always being Mr. Serious Guy in every page having to be pithy or being a specific genre, form, or expressive type, or, you know, I don't want to do doom gloomy Batman books and nonsense where everybody's full of rage and just taking it out on each other. Those all have their time and their place. And viability, it's not something I'm interested in doing. So I don't. But in the meantime, I do have some fun. So I can't complain. I could complain. Everybody can complain. It just doesn't mean anybody cares. But I think I'm going to get myself, or my surface of my desk is an absolute travesty right now because the little bits that you can see, I have a pile of pencils, pens, paint, markers, regular markers, all kinds of nonsense on this side. And then I've got all kinds of stencils, and well, you can see some of it on this side. But it's a little chaotic in here, so I got to get this all straightened up. But I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to get at it again. If anybody's interested in hanging out or doing something in a stream or anything like that, let me know. I'm open to that. Or if you guys got anything coming up, let people know and put it in the comments after the video. And I look forward to seeing what people are doing. Very exciting news about Gary Hodges' new books coming out. Please look up DVSM and get a look at those book series. You might look at it and go, dinosaurs and robots. You are so missing out if you look at it from that viewpoint, because this might confound Gary's story, but that's not what it's about in my mind, as much as it is, and it very much is. But that's not what Gary's stories are about. I would argue that Gary's stories are about these fantastic interpretations of how people dialogue with one another. And every book has a very different dialogue, but a very on point for how human beings speak to one another. And in my head, that's what his books are about. And the larger story that they are encapsulated in is extra. And it's all very exciting and very compelling, and one does not exist without the other. But if you want to see a fine example of dialogue in a book, don't tell Gary I told you this. But he might be the best person that I know that does it. Oh, he's here. Artcasters is a day early this week. Okay, so if you want to stay up until midnight, if you're in Ontario, Artcasters is going to be on. Thanks for the shout out. Oh, I didn't give you one. Hold on, Gary. Harry Hodges. Gotcha, buddy. Yeah. And now you can say thanks for the shout out. All right. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to get cracking at it some more. And I'll be posting this tomorrow with tomorrow's comic. Today's theme is Christopher versus Evil Christopher in the making of a comic page. So we're going to see how that goes. And this has been a lot of fun. And I appreciate everybody coming out. If you got one-page comic ideas, put it in the comments here or send it to me. Put it in the comments on my social media stuff. A lot of people direct message me them. Just stick them on whatever the latest page is. It helps me out for the robots, seeing that people are talking to each other. Let me know. I'm keen as a jelly bean to find out what your thoughts are. So if you want to do that, please do. And I'll put it in the book, and we'll get cracking on it as soon as I come across it. I got to get, if you look at my notes in the book, you realize how haphazard they are. And that's why I'm constantly flipping through pages to try to figure out what idea is next. So, but I'll get to them. I'll get to all of them. This one is probably 2 weeks old. So, okay, that's it for me now. I'll be back at 2:00 tomorrow. In the meantime, and look forward to seeing what people are working on. And I'll talk to you later on. Bye for now. Take care, gang.